Welcome back to Rock and Bear. What do you think for NFL Week 3? Rock, how you been?
I've been great. Great football so far. Take it away.
It's been very good so far. Can't complain. Starting us off with the first game, Tennessee Titans going to see the Jacksonville Jaguars. Henry, he's been running big, running strong, but I think he's going to run into a Jacksonville Jaguars wall this week. I like Jacksonville by a touchdown. Rock, what do you think?
Well, I think that Fournette had a bad year last year because the quarterback stunk. I think Miles Jack and Ramsey are both going to play big games tonight. Miles Jack's going to eat Mariota for breakfast. Jacksonville by 10.
10, sounds good. We got the next game. We got Cincinnati going to see Buffalo. Cincinnati's had 2 big games, but not a win. Buffalo's 2-0. I like them at home. I like them big at home. They're looking like they're firing on all cylinders. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Buffalo's given up 6.5, and Cincinnati's 0-2. Buffs 2-0. Okay, Cincinnati threw for a lot of yards in Seattle. I think that Buffalo is going to win this game. The 6.5 is a question mark, so I'm just going to take Buffalo to win and not cover.
Buffalo to win and not cover. Okay, sounds good. Moving on to the next game, we got Miami Dolphins going to see Dallas Cowboys. As long as the Dallas Cowboys' whole team doesn't come down with a cold, there should be a landslide. Rock, what do you think?
Yeah, it's 21.5 though, Matt. And Jason Garrett, when they get the lead, they like to run the football. All right, and I like to think Dallas is going to win 35-0, but I think Miami's going to cover.
Yeah, it should be a pretty straight-up game.
21.5.
Come on. A lot of points. I didn't think it happened any given Sunday.
Absolutely.
Next game, Denver Broncos. The sackless Broncos are going to see the Pack. I think Aaron Rodgers is due for a big blow-up game here. I like Pack at home, covering the spread. Rock, what do you think?
Well, this isn't Mike McCarthy who sits on a lead. This is like Aaron Rodgers, and Green Bay's defense has been spectacular. Flacco's been terrible. I like the Packers by 13.
Okay, that's pretty safe. That definitely covers the spread. We got Atlanta going to see the Colts. I think Freeman's due for a big game. Matt Ryan, he's not going to throw any interceptions this week. Atlanta should beat the Colts. They need to win this game, but I like Atlanta on the road. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Indy had a big win at Tennessee, which was kind of a surprise to everybody. They're giving up 2 points. Atlanta with Sanu, Ridley, and Julio, the Bama boys. I think Atlanta wins this one big. And they're a dog.
Ooh.
So,
Roof, underdogs. We're the same way in the dogs.
Alrighty.
All right, so one of the biggest games this week, if not the marquee game, Baltimore going to see Kansas City. It was a shootout last season. Kansas City at home. I like them to cover the 6.5. They have 25 points in 23 consecutive games, NFL record. Their offense can't be stopped. Rock, what do you think?
Well, I've got to say this. I love Kansas City. I think they're going to win the game. Last year was very, very close. It was an overtime win due to a late strip sack fumble. And that got them to overtime. Then they got the win. I'm going to take Kansas City, but I can't say that they're going to cover 6.5. I'm just going to say it's going to be close. But I'm taking KC.
Alrighty, so we're close, but we're different on the same in that game. So Oakland going to see Minnesota. Jacobs has to run hard for Oakland to have a chance. I think Dalvin Cook's going to run hard. I think Minnesota has much better defense, and I think Kirk Cousins is going to have a chance to air it out this week against a struggling Oakland defense. Rock, what do you think?
Well, I think that it's number one. The spread is 9. All right, so Minnesota will win that game. I think it'll be under 9. I would take Oakland to cover, but Minnesota to win.
All right, I like Minnesota by 10, so I'll take them to cover.
All righty.
We got the Jets going to try their best against New England. I think Jets with Bell getting the majority of the touches last week. He's going to see the same production this week, so if you got him in fantasy, start him. He's going to get a lot of touches. New England's got the best defense in the NFL right now, and they have Tom Brady. They have Antonio Brown. Too many weapons to stop. Rock, I like New England. What do you think?
I like this 22.5 point line to be covered in the first half. And the nice thing is, Brady won't sit down. Even last week, if you notice, when they were up
Blame me, Coach.
with 4 minutes left, they were still throwing the football.
Yep.
This is 45-3, 45-0.
Lance.
That's your mortgage. Take it all and take New England and take them to the bank.
Take them to the bank. Another team I'm taking to the bank will be Philly this week against the Lions. The Lions had a good week last week, a win at home. I think it's going to be a different story for them on the road. I think that Ertz has to have a big game to be able to answer some question marks on Philly's offense. I like Philly at home. Rock, what do you think?
Well, I like the fact that, Deshaun Jackson's not going to play.
Yep.
Jeffries is doubtful, which means they're going to. They only rushed for 50 yards last week.
They're going to run Howard. They're going to throw.
They're going to run Howard, but we don't know how good Detroit is, and they're getting. I think they're getting 6, and I like Detroit to cover. And if I had to pick an upset, I'd take Detroit, but I won't. I'm going to just say Detroit covers.
Detroit covers. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Alrighty, so we have Carolina with question marks on offense again. Who's playing quarterback? Probably going to be Cam. McCaffrey got stopped last week. Arizona's primed to take this game. I think Murray's coming into his own as a quarterback. I like Arizona at home. Rock, what do you think?
Well, Cam's wearing a boot today. He didn't practice. So they're already 0-2, and Riverboat Ron isn't saying who's going to play quarterback. Cam's the kind of guy that's taken a million hits in his whole career, right? He's got bad shoulders. He's got a bad foot. Murray looked spectacular last week throwing for all those yards at Baltimore. Arizona's getting 2.5. Take this one outright. Arizona beats them.
Ooh. Dogs. Another dog I like is going to be the Giants going to see the Bucks. I think they're going to rally around their young quarterback. I think Bucks, they're too inconsistent to win again in week 2 and week 3. I like the Giants on the road. Rock, what do you think?
Well, it's a question. The Giants are going to play hard for Jones. I don't think they're going to lay down. Tampa's probably going to stop Barkley. Did they have a really good running defense last week? Did they shut down McCaffrey?
They stopped him, but that was their game plan. All they had to do was to make Carolina one-dimensional.
All you got to do to beat the Giants is stop Barkley. Now, the Giants are getting 6.5. I would take them to cover just because Jameis Winston's liable to screw up.
Yep.
So I'm taking the Giants to cover, but not to win.
Alrighty, so we're the same there for the most part. We got Houston going to see the Chargers. I like Watson. He's been tough. I think he's going to get some big passes deep. I don't think the Chargers secondary is going to stop the deep threat. I like Houston by 14. Rock, what do you think?
Well, considering that the Chargers lost to Detroit and they played Indy at home and they went to overtime, they're overrated. I like Houston big.
Houston big. We're the same on that one.
Houston big. Yes, sir.
All right, another one. Run, says the New Orleans Saints. Bridgewater, question mark. It might be Taysom Hill. If not to start, he's going to get his own packages.
Yep.
I think New Orleans is going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat to get a win against Seattle on the road. I'm taking Seattle by 10. Rock, what do you think?
Well, I love both of these coaches, and Sean Payton is the quarterback guru. So he's got Bridgewater ready for this. It's loud up there, right?
Yep.
I mean, Teddy's
Both
not.
man.
Teddy, yeah. Once again, Seattle gave up 360 yards passing at home to Cincy. Now, Bridgewater has got wheels. All right, Ben certainly never did, right? I mean, yeah, not Ben.
Brees.
Drew Brees never had wheels, right?
They're both injured.
Yeah, so, yeah, I get him confused. I'm 69 years old. Come on, man. Seattle -4. I just love New Orleans, so I'm going to take them with the 4. I'm actually going to... Seattle's 2-0, and they don't deserve it. I'm going to take the outright upset.
Ooh, upset.
New Orleans. Who dat?
Saints go marching in. So we'll see. We're different on that one.
All right.
I like the Steelers going to see San Francisco, but I don't like them that much. San Francisco's looking hot. They're looking like they can win their division this season. I like San Fran at home by, let's say, 2 touchdowns. Rock, what do you think?
Oh, all right. Well, they're giving up 6.5 or 7. Connor might be hurt, which was going to hurt Pittsburgh. Certainly Rudolph, the red-nosed Steeler. We don't know how he's going to do. Nobody does. But you got to go on the road for your first real start, right?
Yep.
And Joey G looks like the real deal so far. I mean, I think they might beat out Seattle for that number 1 spot in the NFC West. I'm going to take San Francisco by 10.
San Francisco by 10, okay. Nice.
All right.
Awesome. So going into Sunday night's game, another big one. The Rams going to see the Browns. I think if the Rams can protect Goff and run Gurley, they're going to be able to take this game on the road against the Browns, who had a big win last week. But I think they're not consistent enough to take it. Rams by a touchdown or maybe even 3 points. Close, but Rams. Rock, what do you think?
Well, I'll tell you what. Mayfield needs to learn how to roll out of the pocket, simply because he had 5 batted balls last week. Now you're talking about Wade Phillips, probably one of the best defensive coordinators in football, right? So they're going to have a game plan, and here you've got the 2 defensive players of the year battling for sacks. You've got Garrett and Donald, and Garrett's committed a few too many personal fouls, so they might come after Goff, who has no wheels. I gotta like Cleveland. I don't like Goff. Of course, the Rams are favored by 3. Oh, guess what? Cleveland wins it.
Oh, an upset.
Cleveland wins
it.
it.
And Cleveland gets a W in the dog pound, says Rock. We'll see how that game
Cleveland's
turns out.
getting 3 also, but I'll just take them out.
Take them outright.
All righty.
All right, we're going on to Monday night. The Bears going to see the Redskins. Redskins at home. I think Bears defense is tough. Redskins have looked good, not great. I'll take the Redskins at home as long as they can stop the deep pass, which Trubisky's look bad, so I'll take the Redskins at home. Rock, what do you think?
And this is the joke. Washington's getting 4. The Bears can't score. Trubisky can't throw it. They got rid of their great running back. They got the new guy, Montgomery.
He saw more touches last week.
Yeah, he's okay. Washington's 0-2. They can't afford to lose. Yep. Neither can the Bears with the Packers being 2-0. But I got to take the home team, and I'm going to take them outright. Forget the 4 points.
Alrighty.
Washington, another money line upset.
Awesome, another dog. This might be the week of the dogs. We'll have to find out.
So how did we do last week?
Last week we did pretty good. I was 13 for 3, not against the spreads,
okay.
just straight up.
All right, cool.
So I had some good predictions. Rock, how's your week last week?
My week was okay. I think you had more wins than I had, but you had those 2 big losses with Minnesota and who?
Minnesota, and I also had I had Carolina winning against the Bucs, which wasn't correct.
And you had Atlanta losing to Philly, didn't you?
I had Philly last week. I went and had a 4th quarter drive. Julio did Julio magic. So my 3 losses were credible.
Yes, they were. And we're looking forward to week 4. I think we got some buys coming up next week.
Yep.
Couple teams. And thank you for joining us, and certainly have a wonderful weekend. And good luck with whoever you like.
Yep. Tune in next week for Rock and Bear week 4.
Rock and Bear week 4.
Signing out.
All righty.